Hello there, everybody. This is Alex from Hardcoring Guides, with my guide for Vanquish on God Hard difficulty. Today we're doing Act 5, Mission 3, the final boss of Vanquish on God Hard. Now, let's get into it. As soon as you start, throw an EMP to your right. I'm going after the red one. I'm only focusing on the red one. Dash, go through the cover. Try to make sure that you have at least good amount of cover between you and the blue bogey. After you dash, do the kicking melee kick. And after that, you're going to want to aim in with your rocket launcher. You're going to want to get that lock on, and you're going to want to fire your rocket at him. This fight requires tremendous amounts of patience and tremendous amounts of just, well, not really necessarily skill, but like just knowing the battlefield and watching your mini-map. You must be careful of these guys. If they get too close, you EMP the fuck out of them, and then you dash kick into the red one, and you blow them up. If you hit both, that's fine, but it doesn't really matter. Because once you get past one of these guys, you're going to get a checkpoint, and the other one's health is just going to refill anyway. So the blue one, he shoots off these rockets. They don't do that much damage. They're just annoying. Luckily, they don't do too much damage. The red one is the sniper. That sniper shot will insta-kill you. When you hear that noise that sounds like a... Like right there. You hear that noise? Right there. That's the sniper shot. You're going to want to keep dodging. You're going to want to be doing boost dodging, too, to make sure that you get into proper cover. Every time that you get a nice good shot on these guys, you're going to want to go to like the next pair of cover because these things drop down very fast. There are 6 EMP grenades on the field at once, and then there's like another set of rocket launcher ammo, only 3. So we're going to have to be using the heavy machine gun to be doing some extra damage when they're far away. Another thing too is like when these guys, they have audio and visual cues. So if they're going to go melee you, they're going to like shine their blade and they're going to come for you. This laser shot right here, just stand behind cover, easy enough to avoid. And I think when he's doing the laser shot, I think the blue one just stays behind. You do not want to be under this like half cover whenever the blue guy is using his like homing missile attack, because he can probably hit you with that. Again, it won't necessarily kill you instantly, but it's still dangerous. But also, whenever the arena starts glowing green, one thing to understand is that they don't have any change in what they do. There's no pattern change. It's just aesthetic. So don't worry about that. I know this is quick, and I know I did this really lightning fast, and it really is too, but it took me like 100 deaths to do this entire fight. And after a certain amount of health, which I don't think you have to like fully kill him to get this quick time event, but after he gets like, I'd say like, I don't know, like a good 10% of health left, they're going to go for this quick time event, and then you're just going to want to, win it and get your checkpoint, and you will be safe. After that, the next bogey, it's going to be simple. Also, the blue bogey, in the last fight, when they're together, he will be throwing this thing, and he's going to say, take aim or watch your aim or whatever. When he says that, he's going to throw these little drones above you. You're going to want to shoot them both at the same time, so that way... you might have to rewind the video to see it, but I'm pretty sure he threw one. You might throw one here, but if you get hit by that, you will overheat. Overheating isn't like instant death, but it's something that you definitely want to avoid in this fight. Also, once you get the first bogey killed, whichever one you prefer, I highly recommend going for the red one. Also, shoutouts to Big Benedict for the whole slide kick into lock-on rocket launcher trick right here. So yeah, shout out to you, Big. That's where I got that information from. So yeah, also, those grenades that he throws, those can go through walls. They can blast you through walls. Even if they're behind you, they can blast you through walls. These guys get too scary, EMP them. If you have to run away, you can just EMP them and just find some better cover. Your best weapon in this fight is knowledge. You have to know where they're at almost all times in order to beat these guys. These guys are going to test your patience. They're going to test you to your ultimate limit. But I know you can do this. I absolutely believe that you can do this. If I can do it, you can do it. Also, you get a checkpoint right here. If you fuck up the quick time event, that's fine. You're A-okay, I promise. This was a bitch of a fight. It's all about patience. It's all about knowing where they're at. For the most part, they tend to stay away at range. And there's no indication of like when they're going to go to melee. There's no like getting them into melee as far as I'm aware. I think there probably is, but there's people out there that like kill these guys in like 2 minutes. It's ridiculous, and they get them to like go into like melee and stuff. But I'm not good at that, and I'm just doing this for what I would consider, maybe like a common player that just is doing this fight for the first time, So that's what I'm going for. But yeah, make sure you aim all your shots because You don't want to mess this up. If you do, you get a checkpoint and you're fine. But yeah, look at that, 151 deaths. And holy crap, that is way, way too fast to talk about like literally everything that's going on. So let me just give like a recount of exactly what I would recommend doing. Whenever you do the dash kick into the bogey and do the lock-on rocket launcher hit, or really just any damage at all, you're going to want to start like give it like a few seconds, but after a few seconds, when the coast is clear, you're going to want to start going for that other bit of cover that's going to appear. Knowing the map and knowing where they're at all times is going to save you so much trouble. I guarantee it. Knowledge is key in this fight. It is your ultimate weapon, and so is a lot of EMPs and rocket launchers, apparently. If you do happen to get both in like one shot, that's fine, but like again, his health, the other one's health does reappear, and he does get all the other unique attributes that the other enemy would have. However, I don't think the blue one got the sniper shot. I don't think so. That's good for us, but that sniper shot is an insta-kill. By the way, what I mean by boost dodging is I mean like you hit the boost button while you dodge at the same time. It doesn't waste any boost, and it just kind of like helps you get like to cover faster. So try using that. One thing I can say about this fight is like it seems more scary because like when you first do it, you're like, oh my god, like you're probably freaking out, you know, like how the fuck do I do this? But then after a while, when you start developing the pattern of what to do, it all just makes sense. Now, to be fair, that first EMP throw, that was RNG. Most of the time, he does go to the right. Sometimes the red bogey does go to the left, and that usually fucks me up. So I just restart checkpoint right then and there. But yeah, the red one I was focusing on, he does like sniper shots. He likes to hide like behind like cover when he's doing those too sometimes. So if you're behind cover, you could always just hit him with a heavy machine gun, and you could knock him like down and make him stop doing sniper shots. But you always want to be in cover as much as you possibly can. And whenever the blue one says, like, you know, like take aim or whatever it was he says, you're going to want to shoot those two drones that appear. They do make a noise. So catch onto the visuals and catch onto the audio cues. If you have to like rewatch how I did it, then go right the hell ahead because, or just go watch somebody else, you know, because there's plenty of people out there. I'm not saying like in a mean way. I'm just saying that like to be nice and supportive. I'm just saying like, you know, there's other people out there that do guides, and they probably explain it better than I do. But I'm trying to explain the best I can. This was a brutal fight, and this was a brutal game, but we did it. A game I never thought I would ever be able to accomplish. Ever. Literally. I went back today and I watched like my Transformers Devastation first impressions video, which is in my miscellaneous guide or miscellaneous playlist, sorry, which you can check out there. And like 9 minutes in, I mentioned like, I'm talking about like platinum game stuff, and then I say something along the lines of, oh, you know, like it has ammo, like, or it doesn't like Vanquish or whatever, yada yada yada, and that's like, oh, I you know, no, don't ask me for a Vanquish God hard guy because I could never do it. And then I did it. I proved my young self wrong. I did it. And I've done it so much on this channel, and that's just right now we've hit the peak. And by the way, I've had this I've had all these videos done in terms of like recorded when I started doing commentary. So I tried to keep it a secret that I actually finished it to kind of like build up suspense. But yeah, I had it done the entire time. It's insane. And right now I'm working on Challenge 6 for Vanquish. And that one's being kind of hard. So I'm glad that it's over in terms of like video-wise, but I enjoyed the game. I enjoyed the difficulty. In my opinion, I would argue that I think Burns actually might be a little harder than the bogeys, only for the fact that the goons are there. However, in that last goon fight, I forgot to explain it, you can hide behind the door before you enter there, and then kill them before you go in, but you have to be capable of knowing how to kill Burns first, too, so I got screwed, and they respawned, so that's unfortunately unfair, but, well, I mean, I was, you know, it would have been cheating the game, kind of, yeah. So, yeah, that's it for Vanquish God Hard. In terms of any sort of review, like this game, it's so good. It's mind-boggling good. It is so highly just, it's just, there's so much depth to it and just so much stuff you can do. It's insane. This game needs more recognition. It's just crazy. I'm glad that I've been a part of it. That's been a part of my life too. Like, I played it back on the PS3 and I loved it. And then I kind of just stopped because like God Hard just, that was my stomach, if you guys heard that. God Hard just scared me. It really did. And here we are. I was actually thinking about doing a hard mode guide because I knew I could do that one. But no, we did Vanquish on God Hard. So in terms of potential next guides, I'm going to lay out some few that I have thought of. I have mentioned before that I would like to do Luigi's Mansion 3. I don't know if that's going to happen. I'm only skipping 2 because it's 3DS and I don't really have the means to capture card that, so 3 it might be. It'd just be like an A rank guy. It's nothing special. It's just like a breather, like why not? But I have thought about doing Dead Space 1 because recently I have beaten Dead Space 2. Sometime like earlier this year I beat Dead Space 2 on Zealot and I was happy with that. So I might just end up trying to do like maybe Dead Space 1 Impossible at some point down the road. I have mentioned before Ninja Gaiden 3, but Ninja Gaiden 3 is also another one that does scare me. However, I will try to take the time to maybe one day practice that and see what I can do there. I have no exact 100% plans. However, if you are ever curious of what I'm doing, make sure to check my About Me section on my YouTube channel, and you can see all like a nice good list of like games that I would like to cover. DMC4 being one of them would be nice too, but we'll see. Things can change, things can happen. I change quite often. If you want to keep up with me in general, there's plenty of spots you could check out. You could go to my description, check out some of that stuff. I do art, however, some of it's not safe for work, so there's that too, so be careful. Yeah, there's that stuff. I have my other YouTube channel, which is Turd Monkey 1497. Cap or no cap, doesn't matter. No spaces. You can check out that channel. You can find that on my channels section on my YouTube. I also have my friend's channel, at least his current channel. We'll call it that. Yeah. Whatever that is, you could check that out there. If it changes in the future and you're watching this 20 years from now, then I don't know what to tell you. So, yeah, that's it for that. I'm going to go and do other stuff now that this is done. I'm going to get rid of these videos, get these bad boys popped up, get them uploaded, and get this damn guide over with. In terms of difficulty rating, real fast, I should say this. I'm going back every once in a while, like change the difficulty on the playlist. So some of those videos might be off for like the last episodes of those. They might say something like, oh, this is like 3 out of 10 or whatever. Real quick, I do want to give, I'm going to forget this anyway, a quick rundown of what I would consider like difficulty in terms of like numbers. So anything from like 0 to 1, easy. That's easy mode. We're going to rank it by Doom. We're going to rank it by Doom modes, okay? So 0 to 1 is I'm too young to die. It's easy mode. After that, I would say 2 to 3 is normal difficulty. Like, you could play the game on hard and still have a relatively normal time playing it. So that one's like, hurt me plenty. And then 4 to 5 would be, I'd say hard, like ultra violence. Hang on. I might have to cut that part out, actually, because I keep having a damn cough going on. 4 to 5 is hard mode, so ultra violence. And then 6 to 7 would be nightmare or very hard. And then 8 to 9 would be nightmare or just very like extreme hard. And then 10 would be ultra nightmare or just impossible or borderline impossible. So maybe like something like, what's the game called? XCOM. XCOM Iron Man, or something like that. That type of stuff that's just like potentially really ridiculous to do. So yeah, that's it for that. I like to update my playlist numbers every once in a while to kind of like fit in the means of it. For this game right now, I think it was like an 8 out of 10. I gave Ninja Gaiden 1 and 2 a 7 out of 10 for right now. They might change. Because I think Ninja Gaiden 1's harder than 2, but like by a smidge. But for Vanquish, I'd say like it's an 8. It's absolutely up there in terms of difficulty. So, yeah. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed. And I'll see you all in my next guide or wherever. So, as always, take care, everybody.